Guys, what's up? It's Doug here. I'm really excited to shoot this video. It's my 2018 Yankee Candle fall preview, at least phase one of the preview. I don't have all of the scents that are going to be available during the fall, but I do have what's available now. So that's 4 scents that I got in my store. I actually have melt cups at the mall. Before I get into the fragrances here, I just wanted to say thank you guys for the support. My 1-year anniversary on YouTube is coming up here in a couple days. So again, when I started this channel a year ago, I had no clue it would kind of grow to what it has been. I thought maybe 100, 200 people like that. So it's really cool. It's been over 1,000 of you guys subscribers. And I've made some really good friends along the way, both in the the Halloween Village community and in the candle wax community. I really enjoyed being involved in it. This is a lot of fun for me to do. And you know what? I'm so excited because this is my favorite time of the year, right? Of course Halloween is, but this is like the kickoff to it. Once all the companies start putting out their stuff. And so that's why, Yankee Candle at the semi-annual sale, they do their fall preview. And that's where I scored all these. So one last thing before getting into this. If you want some killer analysis of these scents, check out Shane, aka the Candle Enthusiast. I'll put a link to his video here in the description of this. He did a very nice preview, a multi-part preview that goes in depth into these scents, and I would really recommend doing it. Shane does good work with Yankee Candle stuff, or all candles really, but Yankee is his specialty, and he's really good at all the fall and Halloween scents. That's some of my favorite stuff. Some of the stuff that helped me even, get me into wanting to do candle stuff on YouTube was in part because of him. So check out his video. He just put it up and it's really good. So all right, so let's get into these. Now just FYI, I have melted these already. A minimum of 8 hours for one of them, and one of them I have like 20 hours into almost. So I have melted these for a while. I wanted to get a good profile of what these smell like. And let me talk about this collection in general. I wasn't really big on it when I saw it announced, or when it kind of leaked. I saw, quite a while ago actually, what scents were going to be available. But I have to say, in smelling these, I'm actually really impressed. I like this collection more than last year. I wasn't really big on last year's collection. There were a couple scents, mainly Honeycrisp Apple Cider. I did really like that. I reviewed that for the channel. I think that's the only one that I reviewed, out of that collection from last year, the new fall scents, unless I'm forgetting something. But anyway, so I've been pleasantly surprised by all of these. I actually, even though there's 2 of them that I really like, especially one that I think is just fantastic, all of these so far have been pretty good. So, all right, let's start from my least favorite, and we'll go to my favorite last. All right, guys, now up first I have Sugared Cinnamon Apple. Check out that little label on this. This one, this would be a delicious label in the full size. If they had that full size candle label, like the traditional ones, that'd be kicking. So anyways, still good looking little label on this one. Let's get into it. So I put this scent, kind of last on my list. I actually really do like it. I mean, I love apple scents. I'm nuts about apple scents, and there are really no companies that do apple better than Yankee Candle. But this to me is a combination of existing scents. I think it's a combination of Harvest, which I love Harvest, and I didn't review it last year on my channel, but I burned that in pretty much every form. I will do a review of that later this year, even though everyone knows what it smells like. Still, it's fun to talk about. But it reminds me of a combination of Harvest, especially with that cinnamon that it has, that red hot cinnamon that Harvest is known for, with a combination of Yankee's apple cider with that apple spices, that are in that, like the mulling spices. And it's a really nice combination. I don't think it's that unique necessarily, especially for a fall candle. There are plenty of apple candles out there, but it does smell good. Now, I melted this for about, I want to say like 10 hours, something like that, 8 to 10 hours. A pretty good thrower, at least in the melt cup. I mean, most melt cups are, they perform pretty well like that. But again, it performed well. Really nice scent. I don't think it's that unique. I've kind of come up with this before just by burning, layering candles before. But I could see this being pretty popular, especially with newer candle burners, who just, the casual ones who just go in there because they want a good fall apple scent. And so it makes sense Yankee has, in their fall lineup, a good apple scent. And it reminds me sort of like last year what they did with Honeycrisp Apple Cider, which was sort of a, it was Macintosh, but like a sweeter version of it. It kind of does the same thing where they, in my opinion, mash up a couple different kind of fragrances. They do there's a lot of like apple pie and bakery apple spice type candles. So you have the, that red hot cinnamon mixed in with those kind of spices, and that's what you get. So if you think you would like that, you'll probably love this candle. Again, not not the most interesting scent to me, especially conceptually, where some of these other scents in this collection, I think they do a little bit better job of that. So anyways, that is cinnamon sugared apple. Whoops, I mean sugared cinnamon apple, sorry about that. Okay, so up next, Sun-Kissed Thistle. Now, plug to my friend Brett, Philly Candleman. He did a good review on this, and he's already done that on his channel, so check it out. I'll put the link to that in the description here. This is interesting. First off, I have no clue what a thistle smells like, especially a sun-kissed one, but I dig the label on it. I dig that cool wax color that they, they've done on this. It's a nice conceptual scent, and this is a scent that I think I wouldn't like. It's sort of a perfumey scent, right? It's there's a lot of citrus here, almost like, I don't know, tangerine or some kind of like a rind, something. It very citrus, right? Very citrusy, with a hint of apple and like some kind of a needle tree, right? Like I don't know, pine, something like that. That freshness, that bite is in there, but with a heavy perfume or cologne. I would go more perfume because it's more feminine undertone. It's a really interesting scent. I mean, it's powerful. This melt cup, again, I burned this one, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours. It is strong. I can smell it right now just because this is around me. It's a strong scent. Yeah, it's just like a really powerful rind scent, like you've, not a lemon, I don't know, like you've almost zested an orange or something. It's an interesting conceptual scent. You know, I like this. It's, you know, last year they tried a perfume scent, Dazzling Red Maple, which if I had a list of my least favorite Yankee candles, that one is probably going to be near the top. I did not like that. I thought the label and the wax sounded awesome, and they did not give me what I wanted. I wanted like a nice woodsy tree, and instead it was just, you know, in my opinion, stinky perfume, like stanky perfume. It was gross. And this, on the other hand, I hesitate to just call it a perfume or cologne, even though it's in that family. But this is nice. I like it, and it was nice melting through the house. Again, ultra, ultra strong. Okay, so now we're into the scents that I really, really dig. This is Poached Pear Flambe. And this reminds me of something very, very particular, as there's a restaurant around my house that actually serves this as an appetizer. But it reminds me of a booze-soaked pear, okay? A skinned pear, one that's already been skinned, soaked in an alcohol. I think they do rum at the restaurant near me. I forget exactly what it is, but I want to say it's like a rum-soaked pear. But they soak it in that, and then they roast it, okay, of an open fire. And it's delicious. I mean, if that sounds good to you, it is awesome. It caramelizes the booze that it's soaked in. So you have this kind of like a candy sheen almost on the outside. It's not crunchy, but it just adds that little extra to it, and that flame pear with it. It's delicious, and that's what this smells like. This isn't really necessarily fall to me, but it works, right? It works. I think as far as these scents go, what's going to be the most popular? I think that this one is going to be. I would be shocked if this one doesn't go to the regular Yankee Candle line. It's an interesting scent. It's nice. Yeah, I get a lot of booze here, and maybe it's something else just masked, but it's just that perfect mixing of like what happens when you roast a booze-soaked pear. I hate to just keep saying that over and over again, but that's what it is to me. That's a delicious treat that local joint serves up, and my wife and I love to get it, and that's what this is. So, yeah, this is a cool scent, and I could see this being really popular. All right, guys, this is the last one, and this is by far my favorite. This is Tranquil Mist, and this shocked me. I did not think I would like this. I figured, you know what, I'm going to get the whole collection regardless, whether I would like it or not. I wound up melting this one for about 20 hours already, and it's still very, very strong, which is surprising to me for a scent like this. Normally they're not super, super strong, but this one is. At least it's been for me. And it's lasted throughout the life, the melt. I think they say like around 24 hours is normally your life expectancy for these things, but this one appears to be going for a while, and I'm going to get another one or two of these melt cups. So what does it actually smell like? It's hard to describe. Tranquil Mist is like a combination of several things. The Calm and Quiet Place, it reminds me of that somewhat, at least what I smelled that on cold. I never burned that one for the spring. That was a new spring Yankee Candle. It's sort of like that. It's sort of like the blanket or linen linen candles that Yankee's done that they're popular for. It just has different notes of a lot of those things, and it reminds me of a rustic washroom. That sounds very weird, but it's just it's like an old-timey washroom, right? It's very comforting, and like I can smell those blankets that are fresh out of the wash, like those big wool blankets, right? Not the small one. When I'm talking about like the old style blankets, just those really thick ones, like a thick sweater. There's also kind of notes. I get some of the warm luxe cashmere from last year in this as well. The funny thing, I really wasn't interested in like warm luxe cashmere or common quiet place, but this apparent like mixture of all these things, it just works for me. This is just, it is super, super relaxing. This is a beautiful scent. It works so great, you know, burning, or in this case, melting throughout the living room. It's just, I love the atmosphere it creates. And I know it's a melt cup, so it doesn't have the full label on it, but I really dig what they're going for this, you know, conceptually, what they're trying to do here. And I want to thank my friend Kathy on Instagram. She actually mentioned, you know, what would this be like if they had the classic style label? You know, it would be killer if it had that full size where you could really see what this looks like with that, you know, especially with the gray, the wax on it. But I guess you could say that with a lot of candles, you know, with Yankee. How much better would it look with the old style label on it? But this one in particular would really look great. It's not necessarily a fall candle, but what I could see with this going for the season is you have that rainy day and you're doing laundry, or, you know, you're laying in bed or something, and that's the, you know, freshly, you know, made or washed sheets. Like a rainy day, you're laying in bed. That's kind of what this could remind me of, a rainy fall day. Especially with that gray wax. You know, I normally don't like dull colors like this, but it works for this. And this is, you know, it's such an interesting scent to me that I like it this much, but I love this. Yeah, it just smells like an old linen room. You know, in a good way, not in a bad way. I know that could easily be taken, you know, like grandma's stinky washroom or something. It's not what it is. It's just a beautiful old-time country style fragrance like that. It's a linen fragrance. It's just it's beautiful, it's relaxing. This is my favorite thus far of the collection, and I'm totally shocked that that's what I feel. So yeah, anyways guys, a pretty good start to the collection here. You know, they're going to release several more scents later on. I know last year they kind of did 2 phases of it, and that's probably what they're going to do this year, at least similar. You'll have at least 1 or 2. I know there's Autumn Pearl is the one I'm most interested in trying out of the ones that they've announced, and there's Tranquil Storms or something, Twilight Storm. I forget what the name of it is exactly, but there's another one that's coming out that I really want to try. And those will probably be out, I would take a guess, around like when the Halloween stuff starts coming out in August, like the Halloween party. I know that's what they did last year, at least with Moonbeams on Pumpkin, and they released it really late in the year. And I think they did that with the Pumpkin Swirl candle, whatever that was last year too. And there's Pumpkin Trifle, that's another one. I forget the name exactly, but I know it's something like that. It's another one that I'm looking forward to, you know, to trying out. And with that being probably a heavier fall scent, that makes sense why it would come out later in the year versus the early ones. So yeah, I'm impressed so far with what Yankee's done here with these melt cups. And I guess it'd be a good time to kind of talk about what I'm going to be doing now for the channel going forward. It's pretty much all fall now on my channel. You know what? That's the beauty of having a Halloween themed channel. That's primarily Halloween themed. I'm all going, you know, fall forward. I've already been burning some Yankee classics. I've got some Country Candle. I've got some Kringle Candle. I cannot wait for Harry Slatkin and his Homeworks fall collection. Witch City Wicks, I'm going to be doing their melts. I've actually been melting a bunch recently in general. I've kind of fallen in love with melting because it's much cheaper and it's easier and quicker to, you know, swap out scents. But like Better Homes and Gardens from Walmart, I'm going to be doing their whole fall lineup. And I know I love the Yankee melts that are at Walmart. Super, super strong. And I'll be doing more of those throughout the year, you know, the fall scents. And it'd be great if they do some Halloween scents like that. I kind of doubt they will, but I'll be doing more with that. So anyways, with the exception of Bath & Body Works, which has a couple really cool like summer boardwalk style candles that I do intend to review those, it's going to be all fall pretty much from now through you know, through October 31st on this channel. So yeah guys, this is my favorite time of the year with all this stuff coming out. I love talking about it. I'm so happy, again, going back to my 1-year anniversary here, I'm so happy that I'm involved in the community, that some of you guys watch my videos. I'm happy to know so many of you. Really brightens up my day. It's just so much fun talking about the season. I'm so happy that fall is almost here. So many fall candles and Halloween candles I want to go through. Of course, I've got a bunch of buildings coming up, my spooky villages, spooky or Halloween and fall buildings to talk about. I know I'm going to be doing some Halloween props as we get closer to it. I'm going to be doing a Cracker Barrel haul once the Cracker Barrel stuff comes out, which is hilarious that on my channel, which is mainly Halloween buildings, you know, with candle stuff as well, the most viewed video I have is a Cracker Barrel haul, which really has nothing to do with either, except for it's Halloween. But that's going to be close to the 4th of July, right after the 4th when that happens. So anyways, if you can't tell, guys, I'm jacked for the season. I'm so happy to be talking about fall stuff now that the new stuff is starting to come out. So as always, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for 1 year on YouTube. I'm really, really appreciative of it, and I can't wait for this upcoming season. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon.